Life understood backwards, lived forwards. There's a line by Søren Kierkegaard that has a way of quietly following you through life. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. It's one of those sentences that feels simple when you first hear it, and then refuses to leave you alone, because the longer you live, the more you realize how true it is. Kierkegaard is often described as one of the fathers of existentialism. That's a heavy label, but an accurate one. What made him different wasn't abstract theory. It was his obsession with lived experience, freedom, responsibility, choice, anxiety, the burden and the dignity of being an individual. Kierkegaard understood something deeply human, that while we are living our lives, we rarely know what they mean. In the moment, life is noisy, unclear, full of half-information and unfinished stories. It's only later, sometimes much later, that understanding begins to form. Reflection for Kierkegaard wasn't nostalgia. It was how we slowly assemble meaning out of disorder. Who we were, who we are, and who we're becoming, always in conversation with one another. But hindsight has a strange flaw. It clarifies and distorts at the same time. When we look backward, chaos starts to look intentional. Randomness starts to look inevitable. History becomes neat. Take the fall of the Berlin Wall. Looking back, the story feels obvious. Political pressure, protests, economic strain. Of course it was going to fall. But for the people living through it, nothing felt inevitable. It was uncertain, unstable, messy. Hindsight erases the fear of not knowing how things would turn out. And we do the same thing with our own lives. We tell ourselves a clean story. This happened so that could happen. But that's not how it felt at the time. Kierkegaard knew this. Reflection helps us understand, but it can never fully recreate the vulnerability of living forward without guarantees. And maybe that's part of its humility. This is where Kierkegaard introduces the idea he's most famous for, the leap of faith. Not blind belief, not reckless optimism, but courage in the absence of certainty, a willingness to act without proof that things will work out. In a world obsessed with guarantees, Kierkegaard offers a quiet rebellion. You don't wait for clarity, you move with uncertainty. A modern echo of this came from Steve Jobs, who once spoke about connecting the dots only in hindsight. Dropping out of college, starting Apple, getting fired from the company he built. None of it made sense going forward. Only later did the pattern emerge. But those dots didn't connect themselves. They were drawn by movement, by choosing to step forward without a map. That's the leap. Life doesn't pause until we feel ready. Kierkegaard leaves us with a gentle, unsettling truth. You will never have complete certainty. And that's not a flaw in life, it's the condition of it. Reflection gives us meaning, but courage gives us motion. We understand backward, we live forward, and somewhere between the two, a life slowly takes shape.